Welcome everyone to This Week in Geek. My name is Ren. This is my co-host, Zach. How are you doing today, Zach?
Am I your co-host? You didn't seem to say that with confidence,
I,
and I
I
feel a
said it
little
with
hurt
the
by that.
utmost confidence. You are my co-host, and I am your co-host. It works
Yes,
both ways. Um,
yes, and we're talking about the
and
good, the
yeah,
bad.
and and
Dude,
the
your
Emilia
title was
Perez.
perfect. Yeah, your title was perfect.
I had a surge of confidence and a surge of creativity creating this title because Thursday, all chaos
Well,
broke
you're
loose.
Emilia Perez's biggest fan.
No,
Are you sure?
I I am absolutely sure. Yes, sir.
Hmm. I don't know if I
I think
believe
I
that.
think Emily Perez's biggest fan is somewhere within the halls of the Academy. That's what I think.
Denis Villeneuve's favorite film was Emilia Perez last year,
Ah, could be. I mean, who
so
knows?
that's the reason he didn't get a nomination.
um, But yes, Thursday, the nominations came out. Emilia Perez broke records, becoming nominated for 13 different awards. We're going to run through them all. In fact, we're going to run through all the nominations, give our thoughts, discuss a little bit about each of them. But before we do that, we'll go into our opening segment of the show, like we do every week, and that is our weekly ranking, where me, Zach, and you guys in the laugh chat, if you so choose to do so, join us in ranking everything we saw this past week from the worst to the best. Then we move on to the second segment of the show, which is the main topic, where we argue, in this case, this week, over the Oscar nominations. And then finally, the third and best part of the show, my favorite at least, is your questions, where you can either go to the community tab on my channel, where you will see a post asking for your questions, or you can actively support us as you ask great questions through the tip link in the description or the super chat feature, because in that way we guarantee your question is answered. All right, everyone. Let's get to it. Zach, do you want to get us started with your weekly ranking?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So,
All right.
coming in at the bottom, back in action. Cameron Diaz is back, Jamie Foxx is back, and this movie is whatever. It's another Netflix original action movie that you'll forget about. I almost forgot about it, but I liked it when I was
I saw
watching
it.
it.
I
It's
saw it
just
last week. I already forgot about it.
no, see, yeah, it's whatever. Like it could have been worse, could have been better. I didn't really care. It's again another Netflix original movie. I will say, only pro is I like that they didn't regret that they like had kids and like left the spy
Mm,
life. Like I thought, and they didn't resent it. Like usually that's like the typical thing. So
that's true.
up next, I saw Real Pain finally. Very good movie. Very good movie.
Yes,
I
it is.
don't know if Kieran would be my like number one pick for best supporting actor personally, but he's
Okay.
definitely top three. He's definitely top three.
I'm
What about
I'm
you?
gonna leave. I'm gonna ask you who's your favorite from the lineup when we get there. Now
I
I'm interested.
from the lineup he might be, but
But we'll discuss that when you
yeah
get
yeah
there.
yeah we'll
Don't
discuss
worry.
it. So and then the rest of the week I watched three movies. So I've been my son is not 3 months yet. He's almost 3 months, but he doesn't understand what the fuck we're watching half the time.
Yeah.
But he likes colorful, he likes vivid, he likes animation. I was telling you the other day he really likes the new Spider-Man show. Like
Yeah.
just like will not stop looking at it. Which is like probably the first thing. But there's something else this week that he really is obsessed with, which will be my number one film of the week because we watched it three times, three
Okay.
fucking times. So, but up next we have Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, his first Scooby Doo movie. This is my personal favorite Scooby Doo movie. It's a lot of fun. I really just like the video game element. It's always been my favorite. Then we had The Lion King, which
Original?
the original, yes. He was wearing a Lion King outfit. I was like, we gotta put
Mm.
on the Lion King. He didn't really pay too much attention to this one, but I'm sure he will eventually. But watching it now as a dad, oh,
Mm.
I thought when Mufasa died, it hit hard back then, dude. Oh, it hits hard now. But my number one movie that I've watched three times this week because of him is Lilo and Stitch. My wife
Oh
just
wow.
threw it on,
Yeah,
and he just dead set like on Stitch. And so they watched all of them. They watched all the other movies this week while I was at work. They watched the show. And so then, I had downtime and I was like, oh, let me put on Stitch. And again, just dead set, just like
yeah.
wouldn't stop. And then vice versa, yesterday, same thing. Like he's a little fussy. I throw it on, dead set, like just love Stitch. And then the cutest thing was we put him in his crib, and there's this giant Stitch stuffed animal in there. And he kept making all these noises. And I was like, what is he? And I noticed he was looking at it. So I put it right next to him, and he just like snuggled into it and like he can't kiss, but like he like opens his mouth like to try and make it was the cutest thing. The cutest thing. So Lilo and Stitch is his number one and my number one of the week. I have not shown him Toy Story yet. No one asked that. I have not shown him Toy Story yet. I'm a little nervous too.
I didn't watch too much this week. I basically watched a
How
movie,
dare you?
and
You're a movie critic. You should be reviewing.
I
You
know,
should be watching
I
5
know.
movies a day.
That's what we get. That's what we get for having different release dates for everything. I still need to catch up on A Complete Unknown. I definitely need to
I
catch up
can't
on A
believe you
Complete
haven't
Unknown
seen that.
now. I know it just came out this past Friday.
You know
It
what
just
I'm
came out.
shocked by is you still haven't reviewed Paddington.
Because I've seen it months ago now, Zachy.
And guess what? It's not out here yet.
Brain fog. Brain fog.
So, are you saying it sucked?
No, I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying make 100 more Paddington movies. Keep churning them out, please.
Well, I want a
Um,
review from you of it. So,
all right. I only watched 2 things this week. No, the first one in last place, I have this movie called Monster Party. If you have no idea what this is, I promise it's not a porno. Um, even though it sounds like one. It stars Erin Moriarty from The Boys. There's quite a few familiar faces. Julian McMahon, the original Doctor Doom, is in this as well. Um, who else? There was at least another. One of the girls from Fall is in this as well. It's nuts, like how many familiar faces are in this. But the movie is not good whatsoever. However, what is good, even though it starts off quite rocky, is the new animated series from Marvel for Disney Plus, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
are we allowed to
We have
talk about it?
now. Hmm?
Are we allowed to talk about it?
I
Like,
thought I
randomly?
saw reactions going out.
Oh, reactions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't
Um,
know.
Between the 2 things I saw this week, that was the better one. This is a show that is rocky at the start. I would say it's rocky up until the very end, but it evens itself out for the most part. It starts off fun enough, and it ends up off in a good place where you're interested in keeping going with these versions of these characters and of this world. Um, my favorite episode is probably just episode 5 because of someone showing up, and I just really like that person being
Can you
on
put in the
screen.
private chat what it was? Because I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but I watched them all back to back. So it's
I just
something.
I just like seeing this
Oh yeah,
character
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Spider-Man together.
yeah.
So
I
even though
agree.
the scene ultimately doesn't really matter for the show overall, like in the grand scheme of things, that was my favorite moment in the entire series.
That was a great one. If my favorite back in the day is the '90s episode with that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Whole
That's
arc.
a
I have
big
the
reason why
DVD.
it is
I
my
still have the
favorite as
DVD of
well.
that. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I'm the same.
Did you like the look?
Yeah, very much
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, so that's it. That's my weekly ranking. Those are all the things I watch. I also watched the new Dragon Ball Daima, and it was fine. But if I go through each individual episode of things that I watched, we won't ever leave this place.
Oh yeah.
And we
I've been
got
watching the Bernie Mac show. Should I just rank every episode I watched this week?
yes, please.
Okay.
Jigo P shares his weekly ranking, and it's the only one we got. Weekly ranking number 4, Skeleton Crew. Number 3, Parks and Recreation. Number 2, Severance. I forgot. I still have to start the season.
I still haven't finished season
I
one.
finished Silo season 2 this week. I now want to start catching up on Severance. And number 1, Gone Girl, which is a very good Fincher movie. And shit, I forgot to go for my screening of the Fincher season they're doing over here. I just realized.
Oh, for
Oh
seven.
well. No, I did go see Seven. But I'm just now realizing I forgot the Social Network. Sadly,
When's that?
it was this past week, but I didn't
Oh,
even get a reminder. Usually, my phone sends me alerts. I don't know why. I don't know how, but yeah. All right. So with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, this past Thursday we had the Oscar nominations come out, and let's be all honest with each other just for a quick sec. We were all expecting chaos. We were all expecting for this to be a very rocky year, if we're all honest with each other. But it ended up being a rockier year than we ever imagined. This year wasn't rock, it was fucking metal. That's how wild it is. So, my thinking, and Zach, please suggest something else if you think that might be better for us and for the flow of the show. I think we're just going to run through each category.
I have my
Uh,
screen ready to be shared if you want me to share it.
yeah, of course. We're going to go through each category. We're going to say if we agree with the lineup, if not, who would we take out, who would we put in, all that stuff. We're not going to do who will, who shoulds, because we're going to leave that for the final show before the Oscars, obviously. Do you want me to share your screen or do I share mine? I have the
Uh,
list here.
you can share mine.
Yeah. All right.
I'll just go through the
Here we go.
Twitter page.
So, do you wanna kick us off?
Yeah. So we got actor in a supporting role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this, but Yura
Yura Borisov.
Borisov from Minora, Kieran Culkin from Real Pain, Edward Norton from A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce the Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong the Apprentice. Now,
Did
I
not
didn't see
expect
The
Jeremy
Apprentice.
Strong.
When
You
I
didn't
saw
see The
Jeremy
Apprentice?
Strong, no, when I saw
Oh,
Jeremy Strong was on here though, I knew Stan got in.
Oh
I
yeah.
just knew it.
Immediately, that was my first thought. Is like, does Sebastian Stan get in? Like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
So out of these, first off, Denzel was the one I was like, wow, he didn't get in. That was the one. But then at the same time, after I saw A Complete Unknown, I fucking loved Edward Norton in there. Like, I thought I was shocked no one had been talking about him up until then.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, for the small minimal screen, I know you haven't seen the movie yet, but the small minimal screen time that oh my god, I'm blanking out. Boyd Holbrook has in this movie as Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
I almost was expecting him to also show up in it because he has like one of my favorite scenes with Timothy in the movie. So, and again, it speaks for supporting that's this. So
would you take someone out to put in Boyd Holbrook?
yeah, I'd probably take Jeremy out just because I haven't seen him perform. I don't know how it is. I've heard he's great, but
He is. He really is.
yeah.
I really do like this lineup,
I do too.
especially Kieran. Like you said, I haven't seen A Complete Unknown yet, but every other film I've seen, I was shocked when Jeremy Strong shows up. Literally at the end, he's the last name being called out for this one.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, honestly, I think it's Kieran's award, but like, I think any of them, I'd be happy winning. Like, if any of these,
it is Kieran's award, but it shouldn't be. Honestly, the one person missing here is the one person I would give to the award to, and that is Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I would take out Jeremy Strong for Denzel Washington. Honestly, I would take out Guy Pearce for I just said his name for Denzel Washington. I would take out Yuri Borisov. Like,
Yeah,
I,
same.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't think he deserves to be here. I'm not saying him as an actor, but like the character doesn't. It's not.
I
It's not the kind of performance that. Oh yeah, of course you're gonna be nominated for best supporting actor. Like, no, it's just not one of those
I
performances.
I agree and I disagree because my second rewatch of Nora really kind of solidified that. I was like, okay, yeah, like I think he has
Here's
to
the
be
thing:
there.
the
But
rewatch for me solidified that. Oh yeah, they're totally gonna nominate him. But it also solidified that, like, yeah, this isn't. It's like um Judy Dench in Shakespeare in Love. Like, one of the
uh,
greatest actresses we've ever had. Does she deserve an award for that movie? Not really,
you know
no.
when when I hear Judy Dench's name, I just think of the Cats movie now.
Of the cats, yeah. I
Yeah,
I understand it, and I'm really sorry for having
yeah.
mentioned her.
Thanks, because that's the first image that popped up in my head.
All right, what's
Um,
next?
Next we have costume design. The Brutalist. Now this is when I. Oh wait, where the hell did it
That's
go?
no
Oh,
go
okay,
down. There we go.
there we go. This is when I knew shit was gonna get fucked up. When Dune wasn't nominated for this, but a complete unknown, Colin Phillips, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. I take out a complete unknown and put Dune here.
Mhm.
Everything else I'm pretty fine with. What about you?
I take out a complete unknown, and yeah, I genuinely cannot take out anyone else because like
Yeah.
the costumes in Conclave, incredible and immensely meaningful and important for the story. Gladiator 2, same thing. Nosferatu, same thing. Wicked, same thing. Like, yes, we're not taking away from the quality of the costume design in A Complete Unknown, but A Complete Unknown had to recreate a period of our history that isn't bleh, not that so long ago. And while you can argue somewhat the same for Conclave, it is very specific. Um,
hmm But Dune, I
Gladiator,
think Dune should have
Nosferatu,
gone in.
Wicked, they all have to create entire different worlds, entire different costumes that belong in those worlds. So that's why Dune belongs on here. But even with A Complete Unknown, again, a movie that I haven't seen, but this is a lineup I'm happy with. I really enjoy this lineup, apart from the fact that Dune isn't there.
I mean, it's kind of great. Amelia Perez didn't get this one.
Yeah, that's true. But speaking of the devil, the awards for
Uh,
makeup and hairstyling.
yeah, you want to read this one?
Yeah, yeah. The nominees are A Different Man, which is one of those. Yeah, of course, it makes it on here because it has that one thing with makeup and hairstyle. Then we have Emilia Perez. Then we have Nosferatu. We have The Substance, and we have Wicked. Apart from Emilia Perez, um, again, this is a lineup I'm overall happy with. I don't have any particular issues. And I think we all know who is winning this one. I'll be shocked if it goes to anyone else.
Who's winning this one?
Substance.
No, I hope, I hope, I I think Amelia Perez is gonna win it.
You think Emilia Perez is taking it?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think it
not even
should.
saying I want the substance to win this one. I'm just saying
No,
I think it's most definitely going to win.
personally, for me, I'd like Nosferatu to win this.
Yeah, same. That would be that. That's who I'd vote for.
But no, I think Amelia Perez, man.
All right. But overall, it looks like a solid category.
Yep,
Oh
agree.
boy. Original score. The nominees are The Brutalist, Conclave, for some reason, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. Now, let me just say this. Seeing Wild Robot making it on here was a huge surprise, a pleasant surprise, because the score in that film is gorgeous. Wicked, I understand. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand. Brutalist has a phenomenal score. Conclave has a much better score than the last score that won Best Original Score for an Edward Berger movie. But what the actual fuck is Emilia Perez doing in score? I don't remember this movie having a score. I don't remember a moment where this film pauses and lingers and just lets you listen to the music from the film while being introspective with certain characters. Like I don't understand. I just don't get it. Like I don't remember this film even having a score. What is it doing there? Like where's the score for Nosferatu? Where's the score for Challengers? Challengers got zero nominations, and arguably
Challengers
it
should have been
should.
nominated and won.
It not
Let's
only
rip
should
for
have won, maybe it should have won. Like immediately, as soon as you hear that score, okay, this is the one to beat, and it isn't even nominated. Which unfortunately is not a specific case with original score. There's many examples like that,
I
like
don't
we
get
just
why
talked
Wicked
about.
didn't make it. That's on original score technically, right?
The Wild Robot.
No, Wicked.
Oh, Wicked. It is because the music of it doesn't exist in film. But yeah, you're right. I think you're actually right.
I think that's very dumb, but whatever.
Yeah. Well,
All
but
right.
they had to disqualify Dune Part Two and Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Okay, I
These
didn't see
two,
any live action
same.
short. I
Okay,
didn't
so let's
see
keep going.
any animated short. Adapted screenplay. You want to go with this one?
Yeah. So we got a complete unknown, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing.
Can
Again, no
Can I
Dune.
start off with this one? Because
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah,
one quick thing
yeah.
to say. Because I have not seen three of the nominees on this lineup.
Okay.
So for adapted screenplay, just so you can see my perspective, we have what is perhaps the best script of 2024 against Emilia Perez. So you know what my thoughts are on this. Because again, I haven't seen the other three yet. Zach?
Conclave, yeah. I mean, if Conclave doesn't win this, what are we doing? I think honestly, I'd be happy with any of these winning over Amelia.
Hmm.
I've seen all these. Nickel Boys, very inspired pick, like that. Sing Sing, amazing. I would have personally taken A Complete Unknown was one of my favorite films of last year, but I would have taken that out and put Dune 2.
Okay.
What Denis did with adapting the book to the screen, I just it's one of the best things of the year. So
Yeah. All right. What's next?
all right. So next we got original screenplay. We got
Original
Honora,
screenplay.
The Brutalist, A Real Pain, which congrats to Jesse Eisenberg. That's really
Yeah.
cool. September 5th, I didn't see. I didn't care to see. And then The Substance.
I'm the same. I haven't caught September 5 yet. I had a chance to see it at Venice, but at the time, it certainly wasn't making any waves. I really like this lineup. Honestly, I think this is overall quite a strong lineup because
I think,
again, haven't seen September 5, but all these other movies they were all in my top 20 of last year. Not necessarily
yeah,
in my top 10, but in my top 20 for sure.
I would have taken
Um,
out September 5 and put Challengers, though.
yeah, I
That's
agree with
that's
that.
the one that I think is
Having
like,
not seen it, I will agree with that. Maybe whenever I see it, I'll change my mind, but who knows? But yeah, I think this is a really, really strong lineup. Next up, actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Monica
oh,
Barbaro
such an
for A
inspired
Complete
pick.
Unknown, which I
Such an
cannot wait to
inspired
see because
pick.
I do love Monica Barbaro.
She's amazing
Um,
in the movie.
we got Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, which I'm so happy to see her here. Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. Let's just start with the obvious here. Zoe Saldana being in this lineup is category fraud.
Yep.
She is the star of the movie. You start the movie with her, you end the movie with her, you follow the story through her perspective. There is no conceivable logic for Zoe Saldana to be on the supporting role nominations, okay? That out of the way, guys, let's face it, maybe some people are angry about it, but I would be angry about it but if long before Wicked, you had time travel to the past and come to me and say Ariana Grande is winning the Oscar for Wicked. I don't see anyone else remotely having a chance of taking this away from her. So it's just this is right now, as it looks to me, the easiest category to predict. 1,000% the easiest category to predict. Zach, um, let's see what we got next. Category fraud. Did I say category fraud or did I say something else? Never mind. All right. Next up, let's go to best visual effects. And in the category of visual effects, we have the nominees: Alien Romulus, Batman, which I haven't seen yet, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. Now, this is one of those I find funny for two. There's two particular movies that being here I find them funny because um, Alien Romulus, and again, this has already been a big source of discussion in the internet. Do I think that the one blatantly distracting VFX in that film should disqualify it from being on the short list and even from being nominated? I don't think that's what it does. Because if you have 2 hours and 5 minutes of it look jarring, distracting, whatever you want to say it is, you still have 95% of it that looks flawless and has the best visuals of the year. So these two things are not mutually exclusive, but I still find it very funny that this was a film that was so good. The only thing to complain about was the fact that that VFX in that one sequence looks very wonky. Another film that got a lot of complaints about how quote unquote bad it looked was Wicked. Now, I'm not saying I agree. I didn't think Wicked looked bad in any place. But a lot of people did. That was the entire point of the conversation that was going on when Wicked was out. So I think it's just funny that these two movies are here. Better Man, I have not seen. Um, at this point, I don't think it's playing anywhere near me. At this point, I think I'm just gonna have to wait to watch it when it's on digital or whatever, which shouldn't be too long now because it's flopping really fucking hard. Um, so Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wicked, and Alien Romulus. I think this is a 2-horse race, and even then it should be a 1-horse race. I think it's very obvious here who should win the award. But again, it's very easy to fall into that temptation, but that's not what we're here to argue. Next up. There we go. Best film editing. We have Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, for some reason, Emilia Pérez, and Wicked. Again, generally speaking, I think this is a solid lineup on nominees, considering Emilia Pérez is there. I really like that Conclave made it to editing, because that was one of the stars of the show when I first watched it. Still, I don't think it's Conclave that's going to win. Thankfully, I don't think Emilia Pérez gets this one either. We've done costume design, we've done makeup. Let's go cinematography, because we have an
I'm back, by the way.
incredible line.
Sorry.
He's back. Okay. Let's go to cinematography, Zach, because overall, cinematography might be my favorite lineup of the year.
Even with Emilia Pérez?
I will say Emilia Pérez looks good as a film. Like, it has good visuals. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I'm not going to say it should be here, but overall, we have The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, we have Emilia Pérez, we have Maria, which was shut out from everything else disgracefully, and we have Nosferatu.
That's such an inspired pick.
Two of the best looking movies I have ever seen. And thankfully, they're here. The Brutalist. Wouldn't be mad if the Brutalist wins it, because the cinematography in the Brutalist is just mind fucking blowing. Um, Maria is an absolutely gorgeous film to look at. Emilia Perez is also here. Um, who would you take out? Um,
Who would
who
I
would you
take
take out
out?
now? When you take out Emilia Perez, who would you put in instead of Emilia Perez? Is what I meant.
Let me look at last year real quick, because the first
Challengers,
one popping in my head
easily
is
challengers.
Furiosa. But yeah, challengers.
I would put Conclave in here before Emilia Perez.
Conclave, yeah. Heretic, inspired pick two.
Heretic, 100%. 100%.
Alien
Kingdom of the
Romulus,
Planet of the Apes.
very inspired pick two. But yeah, I
Love
think
Lies
challengers is the
Bleeding.
one. I'm not sure if you already talked about film editing, but if you did, challengers should have been nominated for that as well.
Yeah, 100%. I actually forgot to bring challengers up for film editing, but you are absolutely right. Furiosa would be a better nomination here. Smile 2 would be a sick nomination here.
It's a terrible movie, so.
The Substance. You could have very well put The
Yeah.
Substance for cinematography. Like, what
But
is
they
going
can
on
only have
here?
one horror movie, Ren. One horror movie.
Well,
per
Emilia Perez is
category.
a horror movie, so they can take that one out. So yeah. All right. Actor in a leading role. Here we go. The nominees are Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, playing someone we don't like very much. Again, great line. I'm saying this as someone who hasn't seen A Complete Unknown. I know Timothy Chalamet is going to be great. That's not a question running in my mind before I see the film. I also haven't seen Coleman Domingo,
He's
but
so good.
again, he's going to be great. That's probably the first one I catch up on is Sing Sing. I can watch it tomorrow because I'm off until 5 p.m. I only start work at 5 p.m. tomorrow, so I'm good to watch that film finally. Guys, I've been saying this since I saw the film. This is Ray Fiennes' year. This is Ray Fiennes' year. He gives the best performance. I'll be surprised that it goes to him. I'll be surprised if Adrian doesn't win, but this should 100% be Ray Fiennes. But generally speaking, really strong lineup. Again, a few of these I haven't actually seen. And even though I personally would not have voted for Sebastian Stan to be one of the nominees, in fact, I would vote for him for A Different Man before voting for him for The Apprentice. But I do really like that he's here because he does a really great job in that film. Zach?
So Timothy is my pick. That was my favorite performance. Okay. Yeah, incredible. But I think it's a three-way. I think it's between Adrian, Timothy, and Rafe. And I think that's so cool because if any of them won, it's great. But I am leaning towards it. I think it's Adrian's year again. I wish it would be Rafe because Conclave, and then he's never won. I don't even think he's ever been nominated, right?
I believe he's been nominated.
Okay.
I believe he has. I believe he might have been for The English Patient, and he might have been nominated for Schindler's List, but that would be supporting.
Then I'll leave that there, but yeah, very inspired picks, man. I really like this. Coleman is so good in Sing Sing that, like, last year I know he was nominated for I don't even remember what the movie was called, right? But he was good in it. But like Sing Sing's the performance of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes has been nominated twice before. 1994 for supporting actor for Schindler's List, and then in 1997 for best actor, and 1997 I'm assuming is for The English Patient, but I might be wrong, so who knows. All right, what's next?
All right, so up next we got actress in a leading role, and we got Cynthia Erivo, Carla Gascon, Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, and Fernanda Torres. I have not seen I'm Still Here, I am watching it next week.
I have watched. I'm still here. I saw it back in Venice. I will be doing a review very soon to coincide with the release date over here. And I also have an interview with the lead actor from the film um, that I recorded back in October during the London Film Festival. I'm just working on subtitles for that video because he's Brazilian. I'm Portuguese. We spoke Portuguese in the interview. So just so you guys know, there'll be an interview and a review for that. I'm so happy that she is on this lineup. Um, Overall, again, strong lineup. Even though if you're gonna put someone from Emilia Perez, it should be Zoe Saldana. But also, if you're gonna put someone from Emilia Perez on here, don't, because no. Um, I would put Zendaya in Challengers. I easily put Lily Rose Depp in Nosferatu. Um, yeah, I could go on an entire tirade of performances that I would put here before putting anyone from Emilia Perez. But they're not going to win. I can see this being, and I hope it is, the Me Moores Award. I would fucking love for her to win this award this year for this performance. And honestly, from the lineup, this is who this is who I this is who I'd vote for. And I think we could be seeing Demi Moore not only winning an Oscar, but winning an Oscar for a horror film. Zach?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Demi's winning it. I would be happy if her or Mikey won personally. Those are the two best performances for me. Zendaya should have been in here though. 1000%.
Zendaya, another shout, and this is who I would have voted for. I can't believe this person isn't here. Where is Angelina Jolie for Maria? Like, what the fuck? I remember seeing her.
Terrible movie.
I remember seeing Maria back in September, and I'm like, was it September or October? It doesn't matter. Venice. Remember seeing Maria in Venice, and I was like, okay, this is the performance to beat. Like by far, this is the performance to beat. Now, at the time, I hadn't seen The Substance. I hadn't seen Anora, and I would say that those two are still very much some of the best performances of the year. I would still put Jolie on top of both of these. But again, I will not be mad if at all if any of either Demi or Mikey Madison win the award at the end. What's next?
We have directing.
Directing.
Bless you.
We have Anora, bless you. We have Anora. We have The Brutalist. We have A Complete Unknown. For some reason, we still have Emilia Perez. She won't leave us alone. And then we have The Substance. Number one question that everyone asked when they saw this: where the fuck is Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2? Like, what does this man have to do as a director, as a filmmaker, as a storyteller for the Academy to finally go, oh yeah, he did a fucking great job. Let's award him.
He has to make Arrival too. Because he was nominated for that, so they'll
do you think an Arrival 2 would work genuinely?
No. Hell no. Hell no. Honestly, the only film of his that I could maybe see a sequel to is Prisoners, like following Jake Gyllenhaal's character again.
Nah, it's Blade Runner 2049.
Nah, never will happen ever. Well, I mean, technically, I guess they're doing a sequel on that show.
Make Blade Runner 2099. Do it. So. This is a strong lineup. Again, the Emilia Perez of it all aside, and having not seen A Complete Unknown, this is a strong lineup. I like it. I think Substance, Brutalist, and Nora, they all belong because it's the direction that is the star in all of these films.
And Emilia Perez.
I haven't seen A Complete Unknown. Again, back to the question: what the fuck is Emilia Perez doing on here? Because the direction is not the star in that film. I don't think that film has stars, to be honest. But yeah, this should be the one that makes or breaks everything heading in to the big award of the night, end of the year, Best Picture. What do we got up there, Zach?
Bringing it up. But real quick, I just want to say I would have taken out what's his face, a complete unknown. I would have taken that out and put Robert Eggers and Denis.
I am with you. I agree.
So here's Best Picture.
The nominees for Best Picture: Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2 made it, baby. Emilia Pérez, for some reason. I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. Now, this is not only the most chaotic overall Oscar nominations I have seen this entire decade. I think overall, excuse me, overall, this is the weakest lineup of nominees we have had this entire decade, apart from 2021. And by that, I mean the 2021 movies that were nominated in 2022. I still think that lineup was weaker overall. I think this gives it a run for its money. Anora, completely get it. Love seeing it on here. The Brutalist, completely get it. Love seeing it on here. Complete Unknown, haven't seen it. Conclave, the same. Dune Part 2, one of the best movies ever made. It should not only be here, it should win, and it should have many more nominations. Emilia Pérez. What are we doing here? Like, it still makes no sense. I'm Still Here. Very good movie. I would not nominate it for Best Picture. Nickel Boys, I haven't seen. Substance, again, very good movie. Same thing. Wicked, especially. And by the way, The Substance is something that is, it's strange for me because I do love seeing that a movie like this, in this genre, that made such an impact, that people had conversations about and continue to have conversations about, made it on here. I love that. Would I personally put it on there? Do I think there's other movies that are better and more deserving to be on here? 100%. Wicked is the same thing as I'm Still Here. Really enjoyed this movie. Really lovely. Would not, in any conceivable level, put it for Best Picture. Personally, that's just what I'm saying. And I say that because now with Emilia Pérez, we have here movies that I like, some movies that I love, and we have one movie that I think is just not good. 2021 had more of that. 2021 had more of those movies that I like. These are not even good movies, much less Best Picture worthy movies. But what jumps out to me in this lineup is the variety of cinema that we have, because we have Anora, something that feels very, very grounded, but also very guerrilla in this style of filmmaking. Very, very down to the streets, as the kids say. We have The Brutalist, which is your classic, prestigious achievement in filmmaking. But this isn't a Spielberg. This isn't a Nolan. This isn't a Scorsese. This isn't a Coppola. This is not a name people know. This is not a name people give money to. This is not a movie that is made these days. So I'm just really happy to see The Brutalist celebrated. Complete Unknown is one that, again, I have not seen it, but it's a director that has been nominated before. It stars one of the biggest stars on the planet, who the Academy and the audience loves. It's also a biopic, the biopic of a musician that everyone loves. Like, you're gonna get eyes on that. This is the quintessential. Of course, it makes the lineup. Apart from that, again, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it. Conclave, heavy, deeply thematic drama, heavy emotions, playing into all of that. This, again, in all the best ways, classic Best Picture contender. Dune Part 2, an incredible achievement just in filmmaking in general. There are not many movies that are like Dune Part 2. And by that I mean this is a movie we're just going to remember we were there to see it released. This is a once in a not in a lifetime, but I want to say once in a generation kind of film that you watch and you are going to remember for years. Then we have Emilia Perez. Then we have I'm Still Here, which again, international feature, not even spoken in English. That's happened before, yes, but it's always a rarity. Like even this decade, the last time it happened was with Cold War. I don't remember if that was already this decade or if it was like 2019, 2018, something like that. So this is just great to see. Nickel Boys, again, I haven't seen, but it looks like that prestigious that is going to talk about and discuss topical themes and explore them through this very specific prism. That is a best picture contender. The Substance, wild, gross out, body horror heaviness, but it's also offering clever and intelligent commentary on contemporary situations, on the landscape of Hollywood, the vanity, the use and abuse of its stars, the way that it is to live like a woman in that context. And then Wicked, a classic golden age musical. So the variety of things that we have here is fascinating and it's healthy. It's healthy for the Oscars to have such a distinct variety of films where not one of them is anything like the others. Again, I might be wrong on that last bit because I haven't seen Nickel Boys, I haven't seen A Complete Unknown, but um, but I do like how it looks overall. All right, everyone, and I think Zach might not be here yet. Okay, Zach's not here yet, so we're going to move on to your questions now on the community tab. Unless we have, no, we don't have any super chats. So we will go for your questions, and Zach will be back momentarily. So let's get started with your questions to answer as many as we possibly can. And we start with Jico EP. I know you two likely don't care about the whole Blake Lively Justin Baldoni legal battle. Um, Trust me, I'm sick of hearing about it as much as you are. But do you think it's affecting Ryan Reynolds' image? Honestly, no, because I didn't even know Ryan Reynolds was directly involved. Obviously, aside from the fact that he's married to Blake Lively, um, he's not been brought up in any of these discussions. He's not been brought up in any of the suits and all. Yeah, he's suing the company now, but like it's not that I'm sick and tired of it. Like I want to know what the progress is, what is actually happening. Because if that dude did do something, like fuck him, send him to jail, prove it in court, to do all the necessary things. So I keep an eye out, but I'll like pay attention to every step they take and every bit of news that comes out about it. GOP thoughts on Captain America: Brave New World budget being around 180 million and the projected box office numbers, despite the rumors of extensive reshoots. Um, this is where Zach usually lets me know what's it tracking to. I remember hearing that it's tracking well for opening weekend. um, and I also saw that yesterday a new story came out that turns out the internet was kind of exaggerating about the price tag on Captain America Brave New World. But I did not see what the actual then price tag, if the one we knew before was wrong. I don't know what the actual budget for the film is. So I have very little insight to offer on this one, unfortunately. But whenever Zach gets back, we'll run this through him, and he'll probably be more aware of the details. Jigo P also asks, given the nominations, given the massive backlash to Emilia Perez getting 13 fucking 13 nominations, What are some previous Best Picture nominees that you felt stuck out like sore thumbs? For me, the one that came to mind were Don't Look Up, 100%. Bohemian Rhapsody, wrong, completely belonged there. And Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I actually never ended up seeing that film. Um, so I genuinely don't know. Let's run it. Let's run a few years back. Let's go year by year. Oppenheimer, definitely. American Fiction, 100%. Anatomy of a Fall doesn't belong on there. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad, but doesn't belong on the Best Picture lineup. Barbie, though I guess it wouldn't. Anatomy of a Fall doesn't fall into your specific category of sticking out like a sore thumb. Because, again, I don't think it's a bad movie or anything. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro. Like, Maestro simultaneously does belong in the Best Picture lineup and at the same time doesn't belong. Because Maestro is so obviously being made the way it is to be nominated. It's almost like kind of sad, you know? Um, but at the same time, it's so sad that it kind of doesn't belong there by default. But then Past Lives totally belongs on there. Poor Things totally belongs on there. Zone of Interest totally belongs on there. We're looking right now for Best Picture nominees that stick out like sore thumbs. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought it was a bit of that. Then we have All Quiet on the Western Front. That's totally fine. Avatar: The Way of Water. Like, it's never going to win as long as it doesn't win. I get it being nominated. Banshees of Inisherin, 100%. Elvis, 100%. Fablemans, 100%. Tar, like, Tar is another one. Top Gun Maverick, fantastic, belongs on here. Triangle of Sadness, like, really?
Amazing movie. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Runs 40 minutes too long, that film. Then Women Talking was fucking incredible as well. Here we are. My favorite year that I'm going to annoy so many people on the internet. Coda, 100% belongs here. Belfast, the same. Don't Look Up does not belong here. I never did see Drive My Car. There's Dune. King
You
Richard.
didn't drive your car?
I didn't drive my car, sir. King Richard does not belong on here. I don't know what we're doing. I get the Will Smith nomination at the time, even after everything, but the movie, no. Let's be serious, guys. Then Zach is gonna flip out, but Licorice Pizza does not belong on here. Belongs on the Razzies. Nightmare Alley belongs.
You are not
on
allowed
here.
to see his new movie this year, then.
What's that?
You're not allowed to see PTA's new movie this year.
Is it this year? I thought it was next year.
It's still release date is August this year.
Okay,
Right
cool.
now.
I'm gonna see it then. You can't stop me. Power of the Dog. One of the most mid movies I've ever seen. Like,
You're insane.
what are we doing here? Why is that
Amazing
movie nominated
Top
for Best
20
Picture?
of all time.
Let's go 2020, yeah? Nomadland, great. The Father, great. Judas and the Black Messiah, great. Mank, great. Minari, great. Promising Young Woman, great. Sound of Metal, great. Trial of Chicago 7, great. Guys, do you remember 2020, the year that absolutely sucked, and yet we had one of the greatest of all time Best Picture lineups? Like, remember that? Let's look at 2019, shall we? Because I'm going to keep annoying people. Parasite belongs on there. Ford v Ferrari belongs on that. The Irishman. I don't know that it belongs on there, to be honest. Jojo Rabbit, 100%. Joker? Fuck you. Joker belongs in the trash. Little Women belongs on there. Marriage Story probably should have won. 1917 belongs on there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood belongs on there. 91st. Green Book belongs on there, people. Black Panther belongs on there. Black Klansman, same. Bohemian Rhapsody, same. The Favorite, same. Roma. I really like Roma, don't get me wrong. It was my top 20 of the year. I don't think it's quite Best Picture. Star is Born. The same, but I get it. At least I get it better than Roma. And then we have Vice. Vice fucking sucks. Vice should have never been nominated for Best Picture.
Vice is a
I have.
masterpiece.
Oh no, it's not. Shut up. Ah,
Masterpiece.
let's go to
Also, wait, because I've been
please,
listening this whole time, by the way.
please go, please.
Who said Don't Look Up doesn't Don't Look Up isn't a masterpiece. Even my son agrees. That movie, I love that movie. I fucking love that movie.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
1000%. Yes, I do. I'm not joking. Do you want to pull I will pull up my review and share the screen. My thumbnail literally says 10 out of 10 on it.
I am
That was
shocked.
one of my favorite movies of that year.
I am shocked. I hate that
loved
movie so much.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna share my screen. You're gonna. Here we go.
This is insane.
Why Don't Look Up is a perfect movie. I
This is
fucking love that
insane,
movie.
Zach.
I love
This
that
is
movie.
insanity.
I love that movie.
Ah, he's laughing at you. Okay, he thinks that's a terrible take. All right, let's keep going with this. I'm having fun with this one. Shape of Water belongs on there. Call Me by Your Name, despite any cannibals involved, it belongs on there. Darkest Tower, same. Dunkirk, same. Get Out. I personally would not have nominated it, but I get it. Ladybird, the same thing. Phantom Thread, 100%. The
Terrible
Post,
movie.
personally wouldn't have nominated The Post, but I get it. Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, completely get it. I thought it was going to win. I'm happy Shape of Water won because it's the better movie, but here we go. The year that has haunted my life ever since. Moonlight. Would not have nominated it. I get why it's here. Should not have won. It wasn't even the second or third or fourth best movie of that year. Arrival. Completely get it. Probably should have won over Moonlight. Fences. Fantastic. Hell or High Water. Again, personally, great movie. Would not have nominated it, but I get it. Hidden Figures, I don't get. Hidden Figures, I seriously do not get. La La Land obviously should have won. Lion is another one. Like, what is Lion doing being nominated for Best Picture? Manchester by the Sea is fantastic, so it totally belongs on there. Spotlight, great. Big Short, great. Bridge of Spies, great. Brooklyn, great. I would not have nominated it, but I get it. Mad Max Fury Road. Guys, we've been over this. This does not belong in the Best Picture lineup.
Yes, it does. Ren, just shut the fuck up. Just stop going.
No, you shut the fuck up, okay?
Shut
Why
the
is The
fuck
Force
up.
Awakens not nominated? The Force Awakens
it
over
wasn't-
Mad Max Fury Road any
No,
day, every day.
No,
Age
no.
of Ultron,
Because no
same
one
thing.
likes J.J. Abrams. That's why.
No, at the time they did.
No.
At the time they did.
No
and
one
you
likes
cannot
Joss Whedon either.
No. At the time they did. At the time they did. Inside Out came out in 2015. Why is it did nominated for Best Picture?
You didn't like Hell or High Water?
No, I really love Hell or High Water.
But you don't think it deserves to be in there?
Personally, not in the Best Picture, as in like. So I would say Hell or High Water is my top 20, but I wouldn't put it in my top 10 like of that year.
Okay.
The Martian, great. The Revenant, fantastic. Probably should have won. Room, really good movie. I don't think it belongs in the Best Picture lineup.
I will say this: Jacob Tremblay should have been nominated for Best Actor that year.
That I agree with. That I agree with.
Amazing in that film.
100%. All right, let's take a look at this final one before going to the next question. Birdman absolutely belongs on here. American Sniper. Nah.
I like that movie a lot, but no.
I like that movie. I don't think it belongs in Best Picture. You know what movie I don't like? And by don't like, I mean fuck that movie. What the fuck is Boyhood doing in the Best Picture lineup?
Fuck that movie. Wow. I think it's overrated, but
it's terrible. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick and it's nothing else. And it's a gimmick led by a terrible fucking actor who you should not be surprised has not been in anything of relevance since. Because he's a fucking terrible actor. So
my son agrees with you.
No, he's got great taste. He's got great opinions too. He has a great mind for such a young man. Grand Budapest Hotel, fantastic. Imitation Game, fantastic. Selma, fantastic. Theory of Everything, fantastic. Whiplash probably should have won. But yeah, I think there's at least one every year, but there are some years where we have several. And yeah, 2021 was one that I really, really did not care for. I lost the questions for a second, so give me one moment
You
to
lost the
catch them
question,
again.
or
No, I accidentally closed the tab.
I
There we
have the
go.
next one. I have the next one.
I have the
I
next
have it
one, but
up.
you go ahead, go for it.
G. Colby, thoughts on Ryan Gosling joining the new Star Wars movie from Sean Levy?
I hope it's
Excited.
true.
Yeah, hope it's true. Excited. Does it actually happen? Let's
Yeah.
wait and see until they start shooting. Yep, agree.
Yeah.
You've never watched Star Wars, so I don't know.
Sorry. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite franchises, and it's my
He's playing
favorite
Dash
actor.
Rendar.
So, Dash Rendar?
Yeah, you don't know who that is?
No.
He's from a video game. He's from Shadows of the Empire. I think.
Oh, okay. The name did sound familiar. Like I've heard it before, but I couldn't place it. All right. Zach, you might as well read the next one because I'm gonna have a very quick answer for it.
Thoughts on the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2? Very generic for the Switch, like for Nintendo, but I think
But
there's
you
a
can
lot of
click
hidden
the
things in there.
buttons in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hidden things in there that make me excited to see like the April 2nd. I think the only reason it was announced was because it leaked at that point. Like it was everywhere. I'm more excited to see how powerful the thing is. There's so many leaks on that, and if it really is true on how strong it is, that is so awesome because that next Zelda, that next Mario, that next Pokemon game will be next level. So I will be buying one first day because I have to have every console first day. Yeah, so I'm one of those. I will be pre-ordering this, and I'm excited for Mario Kart. 24 players, count me in. I'm in.
24 players? What?
Yep. Yeah, you see the track, and there's 24 lines.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is jokes.
And then Metroid's this year as well. Metroid Prime 4, which I've been
Well,
waiting for since the Wii.
Yeah,
you excited too?
I mean, it. Let me know when a Pokemon game that is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 is announced. That's when I'll
That'll
buy
be
the
next year.
Nintendo Switch
I think
2.
that'll be next year. I think because this year's that Legends ZA or whatever,
VA.
which will be on both. But then
Yeah.
next year is the 30th anniversary, which is when the next generation.
Then that's when I'm gonna buy the Nintendo Switch 2. It's next year. All right. Next up, Gigo EP also asks thoughts on Benedict Cumberbatch confirming that Doctor Strange will not be in Doomsday, but will appear in Secret Wars. Since he mentioned a conversation about Doctor Strange 3, do you think it'll happen in between Doomsday and Secret Wars? Realistically, I don't think so. I think we unfortunately will see it only come out excuse me. We will see Doctor Strange 3 only come out after Secret Wars. I personally would release it would place it between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
It should have been before Doomsday.
It should have been before. I mean, at this point, we should have already had Doctor Strange 3 out, especially with certain things that we
should have had Doctor Strange 3, Shang-Chi 2. There's a lot we should have already had. I will say this. 4. Here's something I heard. Doctor Strange isn't in it. He said that Benedict said this. Doctor Strange is not in Doomsday. I've heard Benedict is, though. Take that as what you will.
Playing what?
Playing a different character.
Okay.
So take that as what you will. That's what I heard.
In the interview, did he not say I'm not in that movie?
No, he specifically said Doctor Strange.
Okay, that's interesting then. That makes it
Which again, maybe he's not, but there was a leaker, I don't remember the name. He posted and then a couple others kind of followed suit.
Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I think we're only seeing Doctor Strange one way or another after Secret Wars, which we shouldn't, because I think Secret Wars should be his adieu. He should be the lead in that against Doctor Doom. But anyway, Jigo B also asks thoughts on on the massive reshoots for the new Michael Jackson biopic. Are
Not
they
big yet.
including all the things he did that people say he didn't? Is that what the
Have you seen
reshoots
the
are for?
article? Did you see the
No,
article?
I had no
So
idea the Michael Jackson biopic was going to reshoots until I
it's
just read.
not officially confirmed, but the
Okay.
third act apparently was revolving around one of the allegations, and it turns out that the estate never told the writers this, but they are legally not allowed to mention the name of those people or anything that even assumes to that. So if the reshoots are
Oh
true and they've
wow.
never been, they literally have to change the entire third act because that's all it surrounds around.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know if it's true though. It was Puck, and Puck's hit or miss. So
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I don't have many thoughts on it because I'm not that invested. I will watch it whenever it comes out, but I'm just not invested at the moment. Lady Aaron, what are some movies that got zero Oscar nominations they think should have gotten at least one nomination or more? Challengers. Shout out to my boy Hitman. Um, Dune got 5, but should have gotten more.
should have
Nosferatu
gotten
got
nominated for
4, but should
everything.
have gotten more. Um, I wouldn't have
Furiosa.
minded seeing Inside Out 2 or Wild Robot in Best Picture. Um, Conclave didn't get
Transformers
0
one.
nominations, but I'm also surprised it didn't get more. I'm surprised Conclave didn't make Best Director, if I'm honest. Um, but yeah, Challengers is the one. As far as things that got 0 nominations, that's the one. Do you have any others, Zach?
Transformers one for best animated. That would have been
Yeah,
that. Heretic. I'm a little sad Hugh Grant didn't get in.
I know.
Um, yeah, Hitman was a big one. Let me say an inspired one, which everyone's
Mm.
gonna be like, it's just because it's a big blockbuster. Hugh Jackman for best supporting actor for Wolverine. I
Oh
loved
wow.
what he did with that. I never gonna happen, but I would have been like, that's cool. That's a cool pick. Or even Adam Pearson from Different Man.
Mm.
So
I mean, if Hugh Jackman didn't get nominated for Logan, I don't think he would have ever been nominated for this. To be
I don't
honest.
know, man. Weirder things have happened at the Oscars. Emilia Perez is there, so we really
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right. GOP thoughts on John Bernthal joining the cast of The Odyssey? Great. He's a great actor.
he's
He
playing
should be in more things.
the giant Cyclops.
Yeah, he's playing the giant
That's my
Cyclops.
guess.
I thought he was playing the Punisher, who's gonna like just shoot the shit out of the
Mm.
giant Cyclops. That's it. Lady Aaron, what are your biggest surprises? What are your biggest surprises and your biggest snubs when it comes to this year's
Kind
Oscar
of said
nomination?
this already.
Yeah, we've talked about Challengers, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu. The biggest surprise, like of something that happened, was Sebastian Stan in Best Actor. That's the biggest surprise. I was shocked. If you have not seen my live stream, um, go for it because I have a very fun reaction when they say the name Sebastian Stan. GKP, thoughts on the whole AI controversy with the Brutalist? Very disappointed to hear it, honestly.
I thought it was. I thought Brady came out though and said it wasn't 100% true.
No. He said it wasn't 100% true, as in what the AI was used for, but it but he still confirmed that they used the AI to enhance the accents because they either didn't
Oh,
have
so they
time
did do the
or
accents. I didn't
budget
know that.
or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, the accents. So it wasn't anything that the actors did, but they just in post they got the clips, the dailies, and everything that they needed when the actors were talking with certain accents, then just enhanced it with artificial intelligence. Which, yeah, it's a shame. All right. Lady Aaron, thoughts on the Oscars getting rid of the best original song performances
There's
for
nothing to perform
for
this
this
year.
year?
There's
Yeah,
nothing to
no.
perform this
Have
year.
you seen the lineup of nominees? Thank fuck we don't have to put up with best song, which is
They're playing Defying
hypocritical
Gravity. That's why.
and also a shame. Yeah, how are you not playing Defying Gravity?
No,
Like, what the
no. I
fuck?
think they will. I think they
Oh, you
will.
think they will?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do
Fair
that or
enough.
Popular.
All right. But yeah, it's a dreadful lineup when it comes to the nominations. So, kind of good thing that they're not performing. Lady Aaron, since Challenges got infamously snubbed from being nominated for Best Original Score, what are some great scores that shockingly didn't receive an Oscar nomination and should have gotten in easily? Well, the one, the only, forever is First Man. First Man not only should have been nominated,
It
it
should
should
have
have
won.
won. There was not a score that year that came even close to being as good as that. And 2 years ago, we had the same thing with Babylon. Babylon at least was nominated. And we thought for sure it was going to fucking win. And well, we were all heartbroken at the end of the night. So, do you have any other?
Not off the
Zach?
top of my head, no.
That's fair enough. Leader, so
Oh,
within
wait.
the last.
I do have one. Spider-Verse. Across.
Ooh, nice.
Should have been nominated. Should have been
Nice.
nominated. I think it should have won personally, but yeah.
So within the last couple of weeks, we lost legendary director David Lynch. What is your favorite film from him? I'm gonna be obvious, but it is Mulholland Drive. That's his best. And for context, let me just say right now, I've not seen every David Lynch film. I've not seen Wild at Heart yet. I've not seen The Straight Story yet. I've not seen Velvet Underground. Velvet Underground. Yeah, I've not seen that one. So yeah. But my favorite is 100% Mulholland Drive. Zach?
Mulholland Drive, but I've also maybe only seen like one other film of his.
All
Elephant
right.
Man's his, right?
Elephant Man is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Eraserhead as well. Eraserhead
Yeah.
is sick.
Ren, I got 8 more minutes before I gotta go start getting
Alright.
ready to leave for Dogman.
Let's get to it. Lady Aaron, if you could delete one movie from reality and from the face of planet Earth, what would it be and why? Zach, you know my answer.
Dragon Ball? The Dragon Ball movie? Okay.
Mhm.
I think I have a new appreciation for that one, so I don't think I could say that. I rewatched it, and honestly, I think it's kind of good.
Goodbye.
You know, I've never finished it. I don't even think I've ever
Good. You're
I
better
think
off
I've
than
only
me
seen
for
2.
that.
Delete one movie from reality in the face. I don't know. I don't really care. There's a lot of movies. I don't know.
All right. Lady Aaron, what great movie or movies would you like to erase from your memory in order to experience it for the first time again, and why? Like, just choose my favorite movies of all time. All the films that I gave an A+ to, basically those.
Yeah.
Just delete my memory.
If I get to experience them in the theater with an audience again, because that's
Yeah.
how I would do. Endgame, Interstellar. Just even though that one's really recent, Interstellar with the audience.
Yeah, I was gonna say
phenomenal.
Interstellar was like last week or so.
Across the Spider-Verse was a pretty big one. Jojo Rabbit in an audience with a full audience when you see the shoes.
Yeah,
that was such a good.
that's a good shout. That's a good shout. GKP, what's a film from the past decade that you think have become relevant today, and what's a film that you predict will become relevant in the near future? Ooh, past decade. I mean,
relevant.
Oppenheimer.
No, for the future, seriously.
Oh, for the future, yeah. You just brought up Jojo Rabbit, so that came to mind. For whatever reason, you guys decide why that came to mind. I think Babylon. I think Babylon for sure. Yeah. Obviously, that's a very specific. We're looking at this one thing, and in the case of Babylon, like the Hollywood landscape and filmmaking and all that. We're not talking about in general and more important things. But yeah, those are the two for me that come to mind. Nathan Holden, thoughts on complete unknown songs in the movie? Zach?
I love them all.
Right.
I love them all.
Thoughts on Caitlin Dever joining Godzilla X Kong, the next one? Is she a giant lizard or a giant monkey? Because if
She's
she's
both.
neither,
She's
I
playing
don't
both.
care.
She's playing both.
If you're going to if you're going to play a character in one of those movies, if you're going to play a human, I don't give a flying fuck. I want all of your scenes to be over and done with, just so you could get to more giant lizard punching the giant monkey in face. Um, Nathan Holton also asks, "Are you excited for Scream 7?" I'm interested in Scream 7. At the moment, I'm not sure I would say I'm excited. Um oh, hang on. I accidentally hit refresh. There we go. Um
Not excited. Don't fear.
Not excited. Gigo P, thoughts on the whole conversation about the reason ratings for the Oscars being low is because most of the films nominated are widely seen or accessible to general audiences. Here's here's my issue with this, because this is what people say, like the Oscars don't get views, and they still get a lot of fucking views. Um is because like people don't know like what these movies are. Yes, that is true. That is the number one factor contributing to the Oscars losing views. But at the same time, when I see people talking about this situation, it's never, so we need something to fix this. No. When people talk about this situation from this prism, it is to say, oh, so the Oscars should nominate more popular films. No. Fuck that. The Oscars are here to nominate the best movies of the year. For some reason, a lot of them this year think one of the best movies of the year is Emilia Pérez. I vehemently disagree with that idea. Just like I disagree on so many others in the past. We've ran through the years all the way back to 2013 just a few moments ago. But the problem, the fix to this solution isn't, oh, just nominate more popular films. No. You nominate whatever you think is the best films of the year. The audience has to go out more into films. And maybe the marketing these days isn't good. And maybe like Netflix is complete utter bullshit when it comes to promoting their own stuff. Like marketing, yes, needs to be better, but let's not say the solution to this problem is for the Academy to nominate more popular films. It's just audiences need to open themselves up to a more wide variety of films. Um, and movie theaters need to stop playing half an hour of fucking commercials. In the case of the US, 40 minutes of commercials and trailers. They need to stop raising the ticket prices, because going to the movies is supposed to be cheap. It's supposed to be a night out, an event you do with your family or with your boys or with your significant other, like whatever. Like there's a lot of problems, but the solution is definitely not let's start nominating more popular films. Like that's just gonna ruin the whole fucking thing. Zach?
Yeah, because I really want Madam Web to be nominated. So
uh,
you said everything that needed to be said. So
Mike Impressions Reviews. Favorite Ernest movie? I have no idea. I don't know what this means.
does he mean Ernest, like those Ernest comedy movies?
It looks like it's like Ernest as in the name, not Ernest.
So that no, like that.
Yeah,
There's like
ERNEST.
Yeah, Ernest. Like Ernest scared stupid. Ernest goes to camp. I haven't seen a single one of these.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of this is.
They're
We're
porn.
not speaking.
It's porn, right?
Oh, it's porn. Okay.
You should look it up later.
Yeah, sure, I will. All right, everyone. With that down, this is it for this week's This Week in Geek. Yes, next week there will be a show. Let's see. what we're talking about next week. I have no idea what's going to be the topic, but we look very much forward to seeing you. I will be watching Companion this week. That is my one screening, so
I'm
expect a
watching
review
it
for
a
that.
lot.
I will be watching Sing Sing. You guys let me know if you want to review. There's still a few Best Picture nominees I genuinely haven't seen. So whenever I see them, I'm thinking of
A
dropping
Complete
reviews for
Unknown.
them.
You gotta go see it this week.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. If I can't see it this weekend, I will see it on
It's
Monday.
long.
I'm
It's
off
a
on
long
Monday.
movie.
I know. That's why I haven't seen it yet. So yeah. But I will be if I do go see A Complete Unknown this week, I will review it. I do want to review
Everyone
that.
bully Ren to review Paddington 3.
Bully Ren.
Yes. That's
Who
what
is
Paddington
Bully
would
Ren?
want.
This is the first time I'm hearing about a Bully Ren.
Paddington would want everyone to bully Ren to review his movie.
No, he wouldn't. That's not
Yes,
kind.
he would. Yes.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. And so until then, love each other and love the movies. Bye-bye, everybody.